What's up in there? Have you ever wondered how to trap nuisance raccoons off your property? In this video, that's exactly what we're talking about. All right, so let me show you guys what I have with me here today. The trap we're going to be using is called a dog-proof trap. It's also known as a coon cuff. The way it works is you put bait down in there. The raccoon reaches this little hand down in there and it snaps it and it'll hold it for you till you can come retrieve it. It's got about a foot of chain on there. You can either stake this into the ground, or what I'm going to do with it today is take one of my used coyote snares and I'm just going to lash it around to a tree. That works really well and it's pretty easy too. So for bait, I get this little mix. There's some raisins in there, some dog food, and a little bit of leftover cereal from breakfast this morning. Next we've got a golf ball. And what we're going to do with this golf ball is wrap it up in some foil. And I'll show you how this works, but it's basically going to sit on top of the trap like this. I'll show you why later. But then lastly, we've got our trap setter, which makes this job a whole lot easier. So before we continue, let's talk real quick about why we want to trap raccoons. On this farm, it hasn't been trapped. It hasn't been hunted in a long time for coons. I noticed this year that I would get up to like 15 or 20 a night on trail camera at one time sometimes. So definitely an overpopulation here. We just want to keep a balance. Like any good thing with habitat management, we want a balance. All right, so now we're going to look for a spot to put this trap. So ideally, I'm going to be close to water. Honestly, if I've been baiting this place and feeding all the supplemental feed that I've done throughout the year, I know where the coons are. But if I were coming in fresh, here's what I'd look for. You can see back here behind me, running right along there. That's a water source. It's just a creek. And then see this stump right here. You can see where the snow's kind of packed down alongside of it. And then again, coming right through there. Those are coon trails, and I'll show you the way you can see the difference between a coon trail and a deer trail. And the other thing I like about this area is all these down logs and stuff. Always find coons in areas like this, so I think this is going to be a good place to set our traps. All right, so here's a good example of a coon trail. You see this stick and it's got the snow in it, and you can see, hopefully you can see, everything's kind of matted down. And then as we get to this stick, everything's still matted down. All right, so you can see my feet. So if this was a deer on this trail, the deer would walk like this. It'd get to this stick and it'd step over it. Going the other way, it'd step right back over. But a coon is just going to go right on top of it, go right through a little funnel. So that's how you know this is a good coon track. And I'm sure deer walk it as well, but we know coons are through there. Well, this is where I've decided I'm going to set my trap. I'm going to anchor it to this tree right here. There's a stump that I've actually got the camera sitting on that I know the raccoons like to climb up on and look around. There's some loud, strange noises in the woods. I swear it sounds like Bigfoot's out here today. So this is where I've decided to set my trap. I'm going to secure it to this tree here. There's a trail that runs right behind me. This is actually very close to an area where I used to have a feed location back in the hunting season. So I know there's a lot of coons here. I know it's going to be good. And there's a stump right behind me here. And if you've got stumps in the woods, a lot of times the coons will like to go on top of them, carry food up there, and sit there and eat it. So the camera's holding that now though, so I can't show you. But here's where I'm going to put this trap. So I've got my dog proof. I've got my snare cable. And what I'm going to do is just run it through. So I can show you a little better. I'm just going to run it through right there. Loop it through one time. Then on this end, I'm just going to tie a double figure 8 knot Nice and tight. That'll hold. I just want my trap to be able to fit through it. Just put my wire around there. My trap here. I'm going to raise this one just a little bit higher because I've got more wire than I need. So I'm going to tie it off up there. My trap's going to go right down here. So now to set this trap, this spring right here is what does all the dirty work. The number one rule is don't put your finger in here once the setter's on. So we're going to put our setter right in like that. I'm going to use the ground as some leverage here, and then I'll show you how it sets. I guess I'll use my leg as leverage. That's what a set trap looks like. See, this little hook right here holds this trigger, and then inside, of course you can't see in there, but inside there's a little lever that springs that trigger. Let me find a stick and I'll show you how it works. So what'll happen is this will be in the ground like that, have some bait in the bottom, the coon will go reaching around in there, and then it'll set off. And it actually broke off a piece of my broken stick, but I won't do that with the coon, it'll just hold them there. So let's set this thing, bait it. Actually, we're gonna bait it first. Always bait it before you set it. We're gonna bait it, set it, and I'll show you how to do it with the golf ball. Sprinkle a little extra around, they'll get some scent. A little for good luck never hurts either. Got a good set there. Keep your fingers away from the spring. And that's it, it's set. So now the golf ball. So one problem I've had with these is mice will get in there and set them off. And you'll either come back with like half a mouse, but usually they just don't even get caught. So what I did is take this little golf ball, take some tin foil that looks like garbage, and wrap that ball up really good in the tin foil. Just like that. And it fits perfectly on the little hole. Then the coon can come, knock off that golf ball. Coons are used to digging through trash all the time. It's not a big deal to them. Stick his hand in there and get caught, but the mice can't knock that off. All right, well, that's pretty much it for now. I'm gonna go set one more trap, then I'm gonna come back tomorrow. We'll check these and see what we found. One more little tip, I almost forgot this one. You do not have to do this to trap a raccoon. It doesn't really help your success any, but it is a cool way to be able to monitor the traps. And that is to set up a trail camera. So I've got a Tacticam Reveal here, angled straight down at my trap. I've actually got it on video mode, so hopefully we get some cool video of it. But this is a cell cam, so it sends pictures right to my phone. So as soon as I got a coon, if I'm able to, I can come out here, snatch it out of the trap, rebait it, try and catch another one. All right, it's the day after I set those traps. They've been out for a little bit under 24 hours. So one trap I know doesn't have anything, so I've got a cell cam on it, and I didn't get any pictures on it last night. The other trap I can already see has a coon in it, so I'm gonna go dispatch that guy and then show you the setup. All right, guys, well, there he is. You can see he got caught right here in this cuff. Just a one-arm catch this time. A lot of times you'll catch him with both arms down in there, but the golf ball worked. He's actually torn off all the foil off the golf ball, so they do that sometimes. I'm not really sure why, but anyway, nice young boar coon. Not worth much in fur value, but we'll see if we can do something cool with him. Well, everybody, I hope this video helped you. I hope it makes you a better trapper so you can get rid of some of those nuisance coons this year. Hope y'all have a great season. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe.